The 2023 season has arrived, and Morgantown has big expectations. Dave Wilson along with John Hallbritter beginning our, I believe it's 12th season working together. Second longest relationship I've ever had. Welcome to Pony Lewis Field. Dave Wilson, John Hallbritter. The 2023 season is here, John, and this could be a pivotal year for this Morgantown team. It's year 4 under Coach Sean Beiser, and this freshman class has lived the Beiser way for 4 years.
Yeah, it is a big year for him, and it's kind of what he's been waiting for, to install his culture, get all his players on the same page and playbook that he wants them to be on, and he's pretty excited that he's finally got all of his kids here. They've come up through the system, and he's ready to go.
South Charleston is rebuilding. Last year it was first-year head coach Carl Lee. This year it is first-year head coach Dustin Resler, and this team just looking to get some traction.
Yeah, this is one of those teams that kind of is not benefited by the new high school transfer portal. They've lost a lot of kids last year. They've lost kids this year to different schools. As he comes in and tries to rebuild a program, he's got a lot of young kids he's got to work with.
We'll hear from the head coach of the Mohegan, Sean Beiser, when we return to Pony Lewis Field in a moment. Back at Pony Lewis Field, Dave Wilson and John Hallbritter. Our coach's interview is brought to you by HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness. 9 convenient locations to serve you. Earlier, caught up with head coach Sean Beiser, and he's excited to get the 2023 season underway. That's Mohegan's head coach Sean Beiser. A conversation brought to you by HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks. Kickoff and the starting lineups coming up next. Dave Wilson along with John Hallbritter. Thanks for joining us at WAJR.com tonight and on YouTube. The best crew in the business running the video stream tonight. We got a whole, we got a whole entourage up here, John.
This operation has grown in the 12 years we've been doing this. We're pretty first class.
Mohegan's getting ready to come out of the tunnel. Got the smoke machines rolling. They are excited. New blue jerseys this year. There's traditional royal blue and white uniforms getting ready to take on South Charleston. And John, when you look at this Morgantown team, there's reason to be excited. You've got A.J. Thomas back, Bobby Powell, and as you can hear, the Mohegans taking the field. Marcus Ullum, Jacob Keir, Maddox Bowers is stronger. He says he's faster at quarterback. They've got some weapons there. I think the big question, though, is will the offensive line be ready for all those weapons here early in the season?
Yeah, and that's what starts with Coach Beiser's offense. They have to run the football, and that starts up front. So if he can get that offensive line to gel and get some holes up front, I think they'll be successful running the football because he's got a good scheme. He's got good athletes in the back to take care of that. Those guys up front have got to get him some lane.
I'd be remiss to forget Caleb Nutter, the fullback, as well. He's back in the middle of that defense from a year ago. Really made a lot of strides under defensive coordinator Adam King, who's back for his second year with this program.
Yeah, they were better last year on defense than the year before that. But, you know, some of the things we saw in scrimmages, they looked like the secondary was young and needed some work. They kind of let some things happen, but in this day and age, your secondary's going to have to be good. And, you know, years ago it didn't really matter because people didn't throw it that much. But now you've got to get athletes back there. You've got to get kids to listen, cover, get in the right spot. So hopefully they can get some progress in that secondary and defensively see if they can shut some people down.
Morgantown won the toss, elected to defer, so South Charleston will get the football to begin the 2023 season, which got underway Wednesday night. St. Mary's beat Doddridge County.
Boys.
Yes, sir. Blue Devils, a 34-14 win. 3 games last night. Quite frankly, blowouts. Hurricane won big. Cabell Midland won big. And North Marion won big. All 3 playoff teams from a year ago in their respective classes. So we are ready to get it started. Sean Beiser in his 4th season at the helm for Morgantown. He is 14-14 in 3 years. Of course, he was hired in February of 2020. Needless to say, his tenure got off to a little shaky start, none of his own making.
Wasn't long after that.
Aiden Steyer will tee it up. He'll kick it right to left from our viewpoint in the Jacob Mullet press box. Back on the other side of the field after a couple of years in the spacious Morgantown High School. So
back in the box.
From our vantage point, Steyer will kick it right to left. Waiting back deep to return for South Charleston is the speedster Trey Hayes. He stands at about his 10-yard line. Steyer has it teed up. He's ready to go. Mohegans, blue jerseys, white pants, and the traditional white Morgantown helmets. South Charleston, white jerseys, orange outlined in black, black pants and black helmets. We are ready to roll. Steyer has it teed up, puts the right foot into it, and the 2023 season is underway. Hayes will field it at the 3-yard line. Coming up the numbers on the near side. We'll take it back in the middle of the field, and he is swallowed by A.J. Thomas at near the 10, and South Charleston will begin the season deep in its own territory. Kickoff brought to you by Advanced HVAC and Plumbing, the area's only carrier, factory authorized dealer turned to the experts. Jacob Wilson is the senior quarterback for South Charleston. He'll have Nolan Baskin in the backfield, Lincoln McConaughey, Caden Hackman, Eli Pendleton, Aiden Seagraves, the receivers. Morgan Watts, Jonathan Wilson, Lincoln Johnson, Jotan Ambergy, and Braylon McBride, the offensive line for South Charleston. We'll get to the defense in a moment. 1st and 10 from the 10. Spread formation, receivers either side. Wilson takes the shotgun snap. He floats it down the far side and overshoots his intended receiver, Lincoln McConaughey. Morgantown's defense across the front, Brady Savage, Caleb Parks, Zavon Shipman, Malik Mbeo. Linebackers are Jalen Hill, Caleb Nutter, and Jake Anderson. Bobby Powell and Drew Ferris are the quarterbacks. A.J. Thomas and Jacob Keir are the safeties. Starting lineups, a service of Lang Monument, family owned since 1874 in the Wharf District. Visit langmonument.com. 2nd and 10 from the 10. Wilson takes the shotgun snap, slings it to the near side. Pass is complete to Lincoln McConaughey right at the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's tackled for a yard loss, and it'll be 3rd and 11 for the Black Eagles.
Yeah, good read by A.J. Thomas. Saw that screen coming right away, broke on it right away, was able to get there as soon as the ball got there and forced him to go down on a knee and create a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11.
3rd and 11 for South Charleston. Ball on the near hash mark at its own 9-yard line. Wilson in the gun. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, the wide side. Takes the snap, hands to Baskins, and he'll just barrel his way forward for about a yard to the original line of scrimmage. A.J. Thomas, Bobby Powell, and Jake Anderson combined on the stop for Morgantown. And the Mohegan defense goes 3 and out.
Yeah, and some of the 2 scrimmages, the defense front was good. They were able to handle the run pretty well from what I watched and saw, and answered that tonight. Two passes. With the 3rd and long, they run the ball. Morgantown should get great field position out of this.
Bobby Powell and Andrew Ferris stand at the South Charleston 44-yard line awaiting the punt from Trey Hayes. Hayes standing just to the left of the M in the royal blue end zone. Takes the snap, a couple of steps to his right, will boot it away. Powell will field it at the South Charleston 40. Powell taking it back toward the middle of the field, slips between a couple of defenders. He's inside the 25 and 20, down to the 15, slung down at the 11-yard line. Bobby Powell, 30-yard return. Morgantown deep inside South Charleston.
Goal to start the first possession, or 1st and 10 from the 11.
They'll spot him at the 11. 1st and 10 for the Mohegans. 10-18 first quarter. Maddox Bowers is the senior quarterback. He'll have Nutter to his left. Ullum is a wing right, with Thomas, the halfback, to the left side of the formation, and got a hunch early. Offsides on South Charleston. Andrew Ferris will be split out wide for the Mohegans. Akir Johnson, Malik Mbeo, Trent Brigman, Patrick Ryan, and Ryan Princip are the offensive linemen. Nick DeProspero and Jalen Hill will see time at tight end. So make it 1st and 5 now from the 6-yard line. Bowers from the gun, Nutter to his right. He'll send a man in motion. That is Ullum sweeping to the near side. Jet sweep, touchdown, Morgantown. First play from scrimmage, a 6-yard touchdown run for Marcus Ullum. And Morgantown promptly takes a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, great blocking up front. Just jet sweep around the end, really untouched into the end zone, and A great start for Coach Beiser. You get the 3 and out. Great return. Short field and get 6.
Aiden Steyer will attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Maddox Bowers, they'll snap it back to Steyer. He'll hand to Ullum, who's in for the 2-point conversion. Morgantown had them all spread out wide, and they take advantage of the Black Eagles and make it an 8-0 ball game with 10:14 to go first quarter. Well, Sean Beiser has to be happy about that.
Where'd that playbook come from?
Well, Sean Beiser told me, John, in the preseason that it really takes a lot of time to install this offense to it. He feels like he's got the full playbook at his disposal for the first time.
Yeah, and watching some of the scrimmage, he was throwing the ball around. I wasn't sure who I was watching because he likes to run the football so much, but I like it. I like the different stuff he's doing here. That on the extra point, spread them out. That'll be hopefully playoff material that somebody will see. They have to defend, and you always like to make the other team kind of figure out what you're going to do. He's got to be thrilled with this start, and I like what I see so far.
One play drive, 6-yard touchdown run, and it's 8-0. Steyer will tee it up again. He likes to kick not all the way to the hash, about 2/3 of the way from the near hash.
His last kick was high, and that was a good thing. It allowed the coverage to get down there. Got inside the 5, which is also a bonus, but also getting that height allows your teammates to get down there in coverage.
Steyer has it teed up, and he's ready to go again. He'll approach, swing that right leg, and he'll drive it deep down the field, this time angling toward the corner and into the end zone for a touchback. 8-0, Morgantown leading it. 10:14 to go here in the first quarter.
Better field position start for South Charleston on the first possession. And let's see if Morgantown's defense is ready to answer their second time on the field.
Jacob Wilson played a couple of different positions last year for South Charleston, but he is going to be the signal caller for first-year head coach Dustin Resler. He's in the shotgun, twins to his right, one receiver to the left. He's got to wing that direction as well. Snap back, they'll hand it to Baskins, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Caleb Nutter in on the initial stop, Jake Anderson to follow.
Yeah, Nutter's that key in the middle of that defense. He's the guy that's going to shut down that inside run game. I look for a big year out of him.
2nd and 10 from the 20. Twin receivers to the near side. One receiver far left for Wilson. Out of the shotgun. Baskins on his right hip. They'll hand it to him straight up the gut again, and he gets a yard, maybe 2. On the stop for the Mohegans, Jalen Hill. Also Caleb Parks, the senior defensive tackle. 3rd and 8. Spot him at the 22-yard line. Ball on the near hash mark. And got an official's timeout.
Equipment, I think.
Yep.
It's probably some new rule I don't know about. I don't know. How you allowed to throw your mouthpiece over there?
Threw something away, didn't he?
Yeah, new rule.
So Wilson in the gun, 4 receivers, 2 to either side, with Baskins on his right hip. On 3rd and 8, Morgantown showing pressure. They bring it from the right side. Wilson steps up in the pocket, and he steps right up into the clutches of the Morgantown defensive line. On the sack for Morgantown, the 280-pound senior Caleb Parks.
Yeah, brought the linebackers on an outside-in blitz, able to kind of collapse that pocket as he came forward, just ran into a bunch of blue jerseys. And once again, Morgantown should get great field position.
Ferris goes back deep all by himself this time. Mohegan's going to bring some pressure. Here they come, and it's blocked back at the 5-yard line. Picked up by the Morgantown Mohegans inside the 5. On the recovery is Brady Savage. It's 1st and goal, Mohegans.
Yeah, last time he tried to do that kind of rugby kick, Morgantown brought the pressure to that right side. Really had no chance to get it off, and Morgantown once again with great field position.
That is an understatement. Ball is going to be on the 2-yard line.
This has Nutter written all over it.
Nutter, the fullback, standing right behind Maddox Bowers on 1st and goal from the 2. Thomas motions, give it to Nutter, and he's hit immediately. Maybe got down to the 1. Nice penetration by Jaden Green, the linebacker for South Charleston.
Yeah,
They'll say no game.
Yeah, Gestrite came through the A gap, was able to get to Nutter right away.
2nd and goal from the 2. Morgantown already leading 8-0, looking to expand that, and we're barely 4 minutes into the ball game. Ball just to the right of the near hash mark. Bowers under center. He's got Thomas and Nutter in the backfield. Takes the snap. They'll give it to A.J. Thomas, trying to run it off tackle. Cuts it up into the end zone. Touchdown, Mohegans. 2-yard touchdown run for A.J. Thomas. And Morgantown has quickly jumped out to a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, once again, little buck sweep, able to get the defensive end sealed in, the linebacker sealed, and once he cut up inside, easy 6.
Morgantown will send half the line to the left, half the line to the right. Maddox Bowers looks over it, says, all right, gentlemen, come on inside. And now Steyer will step back for the extra point. Bowers the holder. Michael Savasta is the long snapper, and Steyer's kick is true with 7:46 to go in the first quarter. 14-0 Morgantown, and everything's going right for the Mohegans here, John.
Yeah, everything you want to happen has happened. They get great field position starting on the 11, then on the 2. They get a block punt. They go 3 and out twice. Coach Beiser just doesn't start any better in this.
So that was a 2-play, 2-yard drive. Keeps this up, his numbers aren't going to be very good tonight. There's only one that Beiser's really concerned about. Big crowd over on the home sideline tonight. I don't know if they got an empty seat over there for the opener tonight.
Noisy, too. Making some noise. Of course, maybe I'm used to being in the school with the windows closed. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're back over. We got more of the atmosphere. If they time this right tonight, John, there's supposed to be fireworks down on the riverfront tonight to celebrate the end of the summer concert series.
Oh.
So I'm just saying, you got to time this just right. Might get some fireworks downtown. Of course, if we're leaving, never mind. If we're leaving it up to the city.
Yeah, that's for another day.
Steyer ready to kick it off for a 3rd time. He'll pooch it to the far side of the field. It'll be fielded at the 20-yard line. And that'll be all. South Charleston will be swallowed up there. And Black Eagles will have the football back for a 3rd time. Morgantown leading at 14-0. Still early in the first quarter.
Yeah, you can see some of the youth that time. South Charleston wasn't sure what to do with the pooch kick. Ended up kind of gave himself up and then finally went down on a knee quick enough so he didn't get really swallowed up.
You look at the lineup up front, John. 3 freshmen on the offensive line. A whole bunch of juniors, a couple of sophomores. This is a very young South Charleston team. They got some size, though, John. Freshmen going 280, a couple of freshmen going 280. There's some size there to work with. So 1st and 10 for South Charleston. Twin receivers to the right. In the gun is Wilson. He takes the snap, hands it off to McConaughey, trying to run the sweep to the far side, and Morgantown's having none of it. Loss of a couple. Going to be 2nd and 11. They'll call a loss of 1 to the 19.
Yeah, just really no running room at all. South Charleston's tried 4 straight running plays and really have had no success. Only have maybe a yard.
They're in negative territory right at the moment. But 2nd and 11. South Charleston at its own 19-yard line. Twins right. 1 receiver into the far boundary for Wilson. From the shotgun, takes the snap, will hand it to Green. He stutter steps, tries to bounce it outside, gets around the edge. It'll be forced out of bounds by Ferris at the 22-yard line. So gains 3, but still going to be 3rd and long for South Charleston. Trailing Morgantown 15-0.
Yeah, kind of interesting. South Charleston came out first 2 plays of the game, threw the ball down the field, and haven't thrown another pass since.
They'll actually spot that at the 23-yard line, so call it 3rd and 7 now for South Charleston. Twin receivers wide right of the formation. Morgantown showing pressure coming off the left side. Nutter comes on the blitz. Wilson steps up. He lofts it downfield, down the far sideline, and too far out in front of his intended receiver, Eli Pendleton, who had a step on the coverage there on the far side. 4th down for South Charleston.
Yeah, had a step on it. Would have taken a perfect throw to get it to him, but he had a little bit of step going down that sideline. But South Charleston can't get out of the shadow of their own end zone. So Morgantown once again, if they can, South Charleston get the punt off, well, Morgantown should still get great field position.
6:54 first quarter. South Charleston will punt. Snap comes back to Hayes. Flags fly, and this play did not get underway. They had a guy running on late, I believe. Didn't get set. Illegal procedure, the call on South Charleston, 5-yard penalty. One of the rule changes, speaking of penalties, John, as you will recall, as an offensive lineman back in your day, if you got called for holding 5 yards behind the ball, that was 10 yards from the spot of the foul. No longer the case. It is 10 yards from the previous spot.
Oh. It's probably overdue.
Hayes, no pressure, gets the punt off, one hopper. Powell's going to let it roll. Now he picks it up at the 50-yard line, jukes the defender, ducks under another, and dances down the near sideline, knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So to finish that thought, not nearly as detrimental if you do get called holding behind the line. Coaches still won't like it, but you'll avoid those 1st and 35 situations.
It's not as punitive, and it shouldn't be. Those kind of things just kill the drive when you get an extra 7 or 8 yards.
So Morgantown in its worst field position of the night starts at the South Charleston 38-yard line. Bowers will step back into the shotgun. He'll send 2 receivers wide right, and we got whistles. And I think they're going to send Nutter to the sidelines to get some equipment fixed. He'll trot off. Anderson will check in for him.
Yeah, this has all the makings of a little play fake and Bowers going downfield. You know, if you're Coach Bozzer, you got to love having a senior quarterback, somebody that's been through the system with you, kind of understands the offense, as you were talking about how Bozzer wanted everybody to get it. He's been here 4 years, and just nothing like having a senior out there running the show.
Keir is split to the left side. Powell's the wingback. They'll hand it to him. Running buck sweep to the right side. Big hole up the middle now. Powell cuts it out at the 30. Powell down around 1st down yardage at the 28-yard line. Should be just shy. Call it. Pulled down from behind by Baskin to keep him from getting the 1st down.
Yeah, once again, just buck sweep. Good trap block on the defensive end and seal the linebacker.
2nd and a yard. Bowers going to throw it for the first time. Slings it to the near side. Completed to Keir, who gets pulled down by his face mask. Flags fly from every direction. That'll be 15 and a 1st down for the Mohegans.
Yeah,
that got everybody's reaction.
Well, it's out in front of everybody, too. There wasn't any doubt. Just one of those things. He reached and grabbed and got the face mask, but Morgantown will get 15 out of it.
That might make the instructional video in the preseason. So 15-yard penalty, 2nd penalty of the night on South Charleston. Marches the football inside the 20, down to the 19. It's 1st and 10 for the Mohegans. Bowers from the gun, receivers wide either direction, takes the snap from the near hash mark, drops straight back, all kinds of time, dumps it over the middle for Ullum. Ullum, middle of the field, has the 10, creeps down inside to the 8-yard line.
Good job by the line, giving him lots of time. He went down to his 3rd choice. He looked left down the sideline, went back right, and then came back down in the middle of the field, found him sitting right in the zone coverage and able to complete it for 8 yards.
It'll be 2nd and 4. Snap back to Bowers. Play action. Rolling out to his left. Bowers on the run. Looks over. Fires across the middle. Has Ullum in the end zone. Touchdown, Mohegans. Bowers with his first touchdown pass of the season. And Morgantown up big early in this one. 21-0.
Yeah, just a boot roll. Stopped and threw it on a dart. Good pass, good execution, and get 6 more.
Second time Ullum's been in the end zone tonight. Everybody split out wide again. Snap back to Steyer. He'll hand it to Ullum. Ullum sweeping right. Ullum to the goal line. 2-point conversion is good. 23-0. Morgantown rolling here in the first quarter. 5 minutes and 17 seconds to go. I think even the most hard-nosed coach, John, would have trouble finding something to nitpick about in the opening 7 minutes here for Morgantown.
Yeah, they've not done anything wrong. They don't have any penalties, which is, you're glad to see. Sometimes you see some of that. They look crisp on offense, and obviously defense, they've been able to shut it down 3 straight times. Probably as good a first half of the first quarter that Coach Bosler's maybe seen. Maybe not. He had some good ones in Kaiser.
That's a 3-play, 38-yard drive. Longest drive of the night for the Mohegans. So Steyer will tee it up once more. He'll kick right to left with Hayes back deep awaiting the return. Steyer ready. He drives it downfield. End over end kick will bound into the end zone. That's about 5 yards deep. And South Charleston will start at its own 20-yard line. 23-0. Morgantown leading South Charleston. Here at beautiful Pony Lewis Field. Not too shabby for the end of August. Partly cloudy, 78 degrees here at game time. Humid as all get out, but hey, it's 78, not 98. We'll take it.
78, not 98. The sun's not bearing down on us. Nice night for football.
South Charleston yet to garner a first down in this ball game. Just trying to get some traction on the offensive side. Wilson will be in the shotgun. He's got Seagraves and McConaughey split wide right of the formation. One receiver to the left. He brings McConaughey in motion. They'll fake the handoff to him. Give it to the tailback Green, and Green will plow forward for 2. Malik Bayo in on the stop. Second and 8 coming up for South Charleston. Power pistol look with Baskin and Green in the backfield. Twin receivers to the right. McConaughey motions right to left. Fake the sweep, give it to Green. He'll go straight over the left guard and work his way upfield to the 24-yard line. Gain of 2 more. Going to be 3rd and 6 for South Charleston. Trailing Morgantown 23-0.
Yeah, they're trying to stick to their game plan, trying to just see if they can run the football, move the chains, and they could really use a first down to keep that offense out there.
3rd and 6 for South Charleston, and Green needs to tie his shoe. The official will oblige. 3rd and 6, ball on the far hash mark. Wilson in the shotgun. Twins to his right, one receiver into the far boundary. Calls for the shotgun snap, takes it, slings it out to the near side in the flat. Pass is caught by McConaughey, but he's immediately wrapped up and dropped by the junior safety, A.J. Thomas, back at the 20-yard.
The play was developing and broke on it, was able to get there right as the ball got there and made the short tackle.
Another punt coming up for South Charleston, and again, Bobby Powell is back deep along with Andrew Ferris. Hayes to punt it again. Snap is good. Takes a step to his right. Kicks it high and short on the near sideline. This will go out of bounds. Thought it hit out of bounds. Hit at the 42. Took a South Charleston bounce out to the 46-yard line, and that's where it will be downed. And Morgantown will take over. 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go here in the first quarter. All Mohegans 23-0.
Yeah, another drive that's going to start on the other side of the 50 for Morgantown.
Morgantown has not been in its own territory at all so far in this ball game. Every possession has started inside South Charleston territory. DeProspero is split into the near boundary. Ferris wide right. Bowers with motion. Bobby Powell left to right. Hand it to him, sweeping to the right side. Big hole. Here goes Powell. Inside the 40 and 35. Powell's going to go inside the 20. 10, 5. Touchdown, Mohegans. Bobby Powell, 46-yard touchdown run. And the whooping's on.
Once again, great blocking out on the edge. Sealed everybody in. Once he got to the corner, there was nobody but him and the blue end zone in front of him.
So they spread out the extra point unit. Look over the defense. Everybody comes in tight, and Steyer will attempt the extra point. Bowers gets the snap down. Steyer gets the kick up. It is good. And with 3:05 to play in the first quarter, it is Morgantown 30 and South Charleston nothing.
Yeah, once again, this is they've had everything they wanted. They got a couple two-point conversions. They got a blocked punt. Special teams is good. Powell's had good returns. Quite a start.
Morgantown has run 7 plays and scored 4 touchdowns here in the first quarter.
And they maybe now have 100 yards offense. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Quick math, no. Nope, not there yet.
Not there yet.
And math was not my strong suit. Is not. That's a present tense, John. Present tense. Steyer will kick it away. The kickers might actually have to shower after the game tonight if he keeps this up.
He's lathering up a little bit. Well, if he keeps kicking it in the time is a big advantage.
Steyer tees it up. And once again, back deep to return for the Black Eagles is Trey Hayes. Steyer puts a foot into it. End over end kick will sail down to the 1-yard line where Hayes will field it and begin his return. Hayes up across the 15, and he is buried. Hello, Caleb Nutter. Introducing himself to Mr. Hayes as he
Clean hit just as he came back in the middle and Bear hugged him and brought him straight down.
starting field position for South Charleston has been its own 10, 20, 20, 20, and 16. Jacob Wilson, the senior quarterback, back to work in the shotgun. Baskin on his right hip. 3 receivers wide right of the formation. 1 receiver left into the boundary. Wilson looks over the defense. Now calls for the snap. Takes it, drops straight back, looks to throw, pumps under pressure. He's in trouble, steps up in the pocket, trying to scramble, and he will scramble ahead out of disaster and get back to the line of scrimmage. Malik Mbayo on the tackle for the Mohegans.
Yeah, Jalen Hill's the one that made that play, though, as he scrambled and got away from the rush and ducked in underneath. It looked like he would have open field in front of him. Jalen was just kind of spying him, and as soon as he saw him, broke down on him. He didn't make the tackle, but he got him to stop, and then he got help.
They might give him a yard, maybe. We'll call it 2nd and 9. Ball just touching the 17-yard line. Baskin motions left, now goes back the other direction. Snap back to Wilson, looking to throw. He's under pressure again. Under pressure, steps up, slips out of a tackle. He won't slip out of the second tackle. Jalen Hill comes flying in. He gets the sack back at the 17-yard line. Loss of 5. It'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, it looks like Jalen's just in that spiral.
They'll put the football on the 18-yard line. It'll be 3rd and long. Need to get to the 26, just beyond the 26 for a first down. Wilson from the gun, twins wide right of the formation. Takes the snap. He'll hand to Baskin up the middle and drilled at the 15. Gain of a yard. Nutter making his presence felt in the middle of that Morgantown defense once more. Fourth down.
Fourth down on another punt. And once again, now the question is, what side of the 50 will they start on?
A.J. Thomas goes back deep to return for the Mohegans. Now he'll come up. Ferris drops back, and South Charleston going to run a fake. The punter taking off with it, coming up to the 20-yard line, and no more. Trey Hayes tried to take off and catch the Morgantown coverage team asleep, but Morgantown wide awake. Makes the tackle at the 22-yard line, and Morgantown will start deep inside South Charleston territory with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter, leading it 30-0.
Yeah, it looked like maybe as he started to run, he was going to have a little bit of open field there, but Morgantown collapsed right away and just too far to go.
So Bowers from the shotgun. Motions Thomas right to left, takes the snap. He'll pitch it to Thomas. That is a forward pass. Thomas going to dance his way down to the 15-yard line. That'll be a gain of 8.
Plays I haven't seen before. A lot of movement going on, a lot of people in motion. Not a different play, same just sweep, but just lots of motion going on, trying to get people to move around, get angles and stuff on the defense.
That was a pitch forward, right? My eyes weren't crazy. Bowers is going to get credit for an 8-yard pass.
Okay.
That's why.
It was.
Hey, a forward pass is a forward pass, correct?
Yes.
I know, but
I'm not sure he wanted to pass it, but that may end up what he was doing.
I think that's what he did. That's what I'm going to put down in the book. Beiser can fight me later.
Well, he's not listening to your stats anyway. He's got someone better than you, and I'd up there doing math and doing this.
Defensive tackle shaken up for South Charleston. That's the big man, Caden Wilborn. He goes 300 pounds. He's just a freshman. And there's some size on this South Charleston team. Elijah Bosley, 240 pounds, a freshman. Jimmy Pauley, 256 pounds, a freshman. These guys just need to figure out how big they are, John, and grow and mature, and might have a little something there.
It's really hard as a freshman to go up against juniors and seniors. He's got the size that he can obviously do it, but it's just all the experience and not playing at this level yet. It'll come. And as you said, that young kids like that, big kids like that, in a couple years are going to be really good. It's just going to be some growing pains.
Bowers is in the gun. He's got Anderson in the backfield. Prospero is split wide left, and Ferris is into the far boundary. On second and a yard. Snap back. Bowers looking to throw. Fires to the Prospero near side. Gets a block. Bounces off a tackler. Has the first down as he crawls down to the 6-yard line. First and goal for the Mohegans. Hayes on the tackle for South Charleston.
Yeah, just a little inside slip screen. It's interesting. Some of the passes they've run tonight, they've come back to the middle of the field.
Into the first quarter, all Morgantown in the opening 12 minutes of the season. After a quarter, Morgantown 30, South Charleston nothing. Back to Pony Lewis Field in a moment.
believes in the future of our state and the unlimited potential of our student athletes, who in turn give back WVSSAC is honored to present the Champions Cup in recognition of the outstanding programs throughout the state. The Champions Cup signifies the top boys and girls overall athletic and academic programs in each class for the 2022 to 2023 school year. At this time, we'd like to recognize the following coaches and athletes who contributed to the combined effort of this outstanding achievement and were able to present this evening. State champion girls basketball coaches Doug Goodwin, Matt Kelly, and athletes Emma Howell, Paige Smith, Sophia Wasick, and Lily Jordan. State runners-up swim coach Eric Holzhauer, and athletes Lainey and Avery Householder, Natalie Cebulski, Lily Lynchchief, and Ruby Van Eden. State champion track coaches Steve Blinko, Jamie Dalton, Alvin Martinez.
I guess technically it's fall. John Bowers, athletics director, Paul Mahalko, Morgantown principal, Wayne Ryan of the SSAC, also there. Morgantown and South Charleston, 30-0. Morgantown leading it as we begin the second quarter of play. And John, I would ask you what you thought of the first quarter, but it's all Morgantown, all positive.
Couldn't have been a better start to the season if you're Coach Beiser, if you've written it down and asked for it. Just, no penalties. They've looked solid on offense. Defense has been outstanding. Special teams have been great. Just a total quarter put together.
Metro News Power Rankings as voted on by the highly esteemed panel of broadcasters across the state. Huntington #1 this week, Martinsburg #2, followed by Hurricane and Bridgeport, who we will see next week. Cabell Midland, Parkersburg South, George Washington, which lost already this week. Morgantown 8, Jefferson #9, and Spring Valley rounding out your top 10 in the preseason Metro News High School Power Rankings. Those will be updated every Monday. I don't know how much you trust those rankings, John. I know the voters. I am a voter.
Well, once again,
did you get left off the email list again this year?
I've been left off for
years. Well, we can collaborate if you like. I have been known to get my ballot in late.
Oh.
I've been that guy that gets the email. Hey, you gonna do this or what?
You gonna do this? Well, it's too hard early in the season to know who's whatever. It'll change a whole bunch. I know Martinsburg will be good again.
Well, I was going to say, those top 2, maybe 3, Huntington, Martinsburg, Hurricane, that might not change a whole lot this year. It might be those 3 teams throughout much of the year.
Yeah, and I don't care if Martinsburg loses tomorrow. They got to go to Canada to play somebody. Well,
no, they're going to Ohio to play a team from Canada.
They're going close to the border.
Martinsburg will play a team out of Canada in Ironton, Ohio tomorrow. Bowers from the shotgun. He sends Anderson out in motion. Now we'll split him in the slot left of the formation. Thomas motions right to left. Bowers takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it himself. Maddox Bowers will sashay into the end zone for the touchdown. 6-yard touchdown run by Maddox Bowers. There's the speed he was talking about in the offseason.
Good read option, big hole on the left-hand side. Sprinted into the end zone for another 6.
Get in tight. And Aiden Steyer on to attempt the extra point, now kicking toward the athletic, the field house here at Pony Lewis Field. It's off the upright and good. Mohegans 37, South Charleston nothing. Second quarter here at Pony Lewis Field.
Start the second quarter the way we spent the whole first quarter. Morgantown on South Charleston side of the field and scoring touchdowns. Might see some reserves here before too long. Just give the starters a little bit of a break. Won't be the end of the night for them, but might see some splashing of some backups.
3-play, 22-yard drive for the Mohegans. 37-0. Test will get a lot tougher next week when Morgantown makes the short jaunt down I-79. We'll be at Bridgeport. We'll have that game for you. That'll be on the air on WAJR 104.5 FM and AM 1440.
It will not be like this next week.
No. We may be into the third quarter at this point next week, John. Is that you? Did you park in the correct parking lot?
I did. I got a text message that nobody gave me grief about pulling in and saying you're not supposed to park here. Your name's not on my list. My name was on the list. I was
Wow.
good. I
Good for you.
I listened well, followed directions. Good things happen.
Steyer kicking left to right. He drives it downfield, and this is into the end zone for a touchback. That's going to be a weapon for Morgantown throughout the year, John. If Steyer can consistently kick off into the end zone and opposing teams have to start at their own 20, it's going to put the defense at an advantage.
Yeah, it does. Anytime in high school you force a team to drive 80 yards, you make them earn it, causes them to drive that length of the field. It's just really hard. Back when Morgantown was winning some state championships, they had some kickers that could do that. It just is a big advantage when you can make every team start on the 20 every time.
Wilson will be in the shotgun. Baskin flanks him to the left. He's got an up back in Green in there as well. Twin receivers are split wide left. 1st and 10 from the 20 for South Charleston. Wilson calls for the snap. Will hand to Baskin. He's hit in the backfield. Marcus Ullum slashing in to make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. I'll say he got back to the 20, no gain.
Yeah, and there's some different number jerseys out there too. It's kind of what we thought, particularly some of the linebackers.
Morgantown getting Savasta into the ball game at linebacker. Also in at safety is Andrew Anoble. 2nd and 10. Wilson calls for the shotgun snap. Takes it, throws it to the near side. Pass nearly intercepted just off the outstretched hands of the cornerback, the sophomore Carter Cooper.
Yeah, just barely off his fingertips. Kind of turned. There was the ball. Just barely missed it.
3rd and 10 from the 20. Also into the game out at cornerback, Sean Carter, a junior. So, yeah, Coach Pines, you're getting a few guys into the ball game here. 3rd and 10, ball on the near hash mark at the 20-yard line. Wilson in the shotgun, all by his lonesome, sends Baskin out in motion to the right. He'll step up, fire, pass too tall for everyone. And the aforementioned Sean Carter had the best shot at it, and it was too tall for him. 4th down, and it'll be a punting situation once again for South Charleston.
Yeah, just the nervousness back there because of the pressure. Doesn't realize it's a lot of backups in, so he kind of rushed the throw a little bit. Sails high on him, and Morgantown once again will get good field position.
Trey Hayes to punt. Bobby Powell and looks like Ferris back deep to return. Snap back. Hayes 2 steps to his right. Low line drive kick will hop at the 40. Powell will pick it up on his own 49-yard line. Bobby Powell ducking defenders. He's inside the 40 and 35. Powell sprinting down the far sideline at the numbers, the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Bobby Powell. 51-yard punt return for the score.
Once again, great blocking up front. Went straight towards the middle of the field. Got out to the outside. Nobody really around him to touch him. And
Not too many people going to beat Bobby Powell in a foot race.
Nope.
You remember him a couple of years ago as a sophomore, and you could see that raw talent, and he has continued to develop into an outstanding player.
Yeah,
Aiden Steyer's kick is a knuckleball, but like everything else tonight, it's good.
Yeah, one of those players, once again, coming up through the program, kind of developed by the coaches, and his chance to shine tonight and all year as a senior.
44 to nothing. 11 minutes to go in the first half. Powell last year against South Charleston had an 81-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Had an 85-yard kickoff return for a touchdown against Parkersburg South a season ago. Again, at this South Charleston team, a lot of freshmen are getting a start here tonight. A lot of sophomores, and Dustin Resler has his work cut out for him. Rebuilding the program, of course, former coach Donnie Mays went to Hurricane, took a couple of players with him then, a couple of years ago.
A couple dozen.
And South Charleston, but certainly some size and ability to build with, but these programs just at different points in their maturation process. Steyer kicks it out of the end zone again.
I'm sure we'll see same younger set of defensive players in here.
You still have most of the starting defensive front. You've got Ullum, Parks, and Bayo's in there. Shipman is in there. So you got your starting defensive line, but you do have some fresh faces back there in the secondary. Also checking in at linebacker is Mason Haney. So a mix.
Yeah, a little mix. Get the front four to kind of see if they can control things, and then some younger guys. And you're going to need those younger guys down the road, so this is valuable experience.
Wilson takes the shotgun snap, hands to Baskin, and Baskin ahead for maybe a yard. We've talked about that a lot with Sean Beiser. Developing depth. And, John, that's not something really you develop at the varsity level. You really start developing depth at the middle school level.
Yep.
And that takes a couple, I don't want to say a generation, but that takes a few classes to really build the program down that far. Morgantown's kind of getting there right now.
Yeah, I think they have a little trouble going into the middle school level with his offense. They run some of it, but at least when they get here as freshmen in the JV team, they're all running the same offense. So, you know, all these players have been through it.
Wilson in the gun, takes the snap, give to Baskin. Baskin finds a little running room. He's ahead for 8, maybe 9 yards. They'll spot him at the 29-yard line, his best run of the night. It'll be 3rd and a yard.
South Charleston looking for their first down of the evening. See if they can get it here on 3rd and 1.
7 carries, 34 yards for Baskin. 3rd and a yard from the 29-yard line. Trip receivers into the near boundary. Baskin flanking Wilson to the left from the shotgun. Wilson claps his hands, takes the snap, looks to throw, and throws it over the head of his intended receiver to the near side, McConaughey. Baskin, by his reaction, John, seemed to think they had called a different play.
Yeah, that one kind of a little bit of a head scratcher. You get a chance to move the chains 3rd and short.
They might go for it right
I was
here.
going to say, if you're throwing it on 3rd and 1, my guess is you plan on going for it on 4th and 1. May try and draw them off sides here. They're running the play clock down.
And now the punt team's going to come out.
Yeah, this play's not getting off.
Timeout taken by South Charleston with 9 minutes and 34 seconds to play in the first half. 44-0, Morgantown on top.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. He might change his mind here and go for it.
I mean, you don't have anything to lose.
No, you don't. I'm like you. I think I'd go for it. See if I can get a yard.
Resler, a Logan native, was an assistant coach for South Charleston, coached under Donnie Mays. Knows what it takes to win, and as we said, it will be and is a rebuilding process for the Black Eagles. Morgantown, though, John, we said in the open this is a kind of a pivotal year. You would look for the Mohegans to take that next step under Sean Beiser. Been in the playoffs the last couple of years, but first-round exits, including last year at Martinsburg. And that was a tight game at halftime. A lot of people forget it ended up being 42-14. And then we had a long delay at halftime. But Morgantown was in that game and was giving Martinsburg all it could handle.
Yep.
At it, of course, over in the Panhandle where everything is stacked against you.
Yes. Everything. And, you know, that team last year was better than where they ended up in the playoffs. They win one of the close games that year. They're at 9 and 10, and I think they win a couple playoff games.
You are probably 2 plays away. Parkersburg South comes to mind, and Musselman. So they got everybody in tight. South Charleston going to go for it. Wilson takes the shotgun snap. Stutter steps, moves to his left, dives forward, has the first down out to the 31-yard line.
Good job. He comes up limping a little bit, but did a good job looking for the hole to kind of develop and gets off the left tackle and gets a yard, but
moves the chains for the first time tonight. 1st and 10 for South Charleston. 9 minutes, 11 seconds to play in the first half. Morgantown up 44-0. Wilson in the shotgun, Baskin to his left. Twins into the boundary, 1 receiver wide right on first down. Shotgun snap back, hand to Baskin. He'll have a hole over the left side, and Baskin's out across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Getting up off the bottom of the pile for the Mohegans is Troy Andis.
Gets the first down on 4th down. Now comes up with a good running play. See if they can sustain something here.
Ball on the near hash mark. 2nd and 4. Pistol look. Now Baskin will slide left. You've got Green as an up back for Wilson in the gun. Takes it. Give to Baskin. No place to run this time. He runs into a wall led by Marcus Ullum. Also on the tackle for the Mohegans is Andis again.
Once again, trying the middle of the field, right behind the A-gap, beside the center and guard, and really not much there.
Loss of a yard to the 35. And it's going to be 3rd, and we'll call it a long 6. Twin receivers into the boundary, 1 wide right for Wilson on 3rd down. Low snap, picks it up off the turf, steps, fires right side, pass is caught, but the receiver slips down immediately at the 38. Pass is caught by Aiden Seagraves. He'll be short of the first down by a couple of yards.
Looks like they're going to go for it again.
Well, you went for it already deep in your own territory. Why wouldn't you go for it again? Third and 2. South Charleston at its own 39-yard line. Wilson in the gun, Twins wide left, 1 receiver into the far boundary. Wilson claps his hands, shotgun snap, back at the belt. He's looking to throw, floats it over the middle. The pass is tipped and nearly picked off. Cooper got his hands on it again. The intended receiver was Lincoln McConaughey, but Carter Cooper there on the coverage for the Mohegans. Turnover on downs, back to Morgantown. Here in the 2nd quarter, 6:51 to go, all Morgantown.
Good read by Cooper. It looked like he maybe had him going through the seam, and he just kind of appeared, got his hands up on the ball, not able to come down with the interception, but breaks it up, and Morgantown gets the ball again.
The Mohegans will start on the plus side. Worst field position of the night at their opponent's 39-yard line. And South Charleston going to take a timeout. We'll break for 1 as well. Back to Pony Lewis Field in a moment. Morgantown 44, South Charleston nothing. You're listening to high school football on WAJR.com. John Hallbritter on the audio stream at WAJR.com. Video at YouTube, courtesy of the best production crew in the business. Do we have a nickname for these guys? who do the video, John?
We'll have to come up with one.
The Press Box 4 crew, I am told. Run down the far sidelines. Jacob Keir sprinting down the far side, and Keir into the end zone. Touchdown, Mohegans. 39 yards, and Morgantown continues the onslaught.
Yeah, once again, just good blocking on the edge. Is able to get around the corner. And another touchdown.
Morgantown won last. Steyer on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. Still in the second quarter, all Morgantown leading South Charleston 50-0. Back to Pony Lewis Field after this. $51-0, and looking at the Morgantown kickoff team, a lot of younger fellas in the ball game. It's harder to tell with the clean jerseys, but there's really dark blue if you're soaked in sweat, John, and there's a little bit lighter of a dark blue if you're still fresh, and a lot of those fresh jerseys in here on the kickoff.
I think we're going to see a lot of fresh jerseys the rest of this quarter.
Steyer has it teed up with 6:40 to go in the first half of action. He'll kick left-right toward the field house, and this is going to be, they almost kicked it to Deckers Creek. Well, we said there might be fireworks down on the riverfront. Fireworks here at Pony Lewis Field. Mohegans offense just doing everything correct here in the first half.
Yeah, just and they still don't have a penalty.
That's probably the thing.
Yeah,
that Coach Beiser will be most pleased about.
Yep. Because you expect a lot. You know, you expect motion, movement, just little things that you expect coming out of camp that you haven't done a lot. And, you haven't had officials with you. Played a couple scrimmages. They don't really blow the whistle all the time, but.
Isaiah Thompson is into the game as the defensive back for the Mohegans. South Charleston takes it first and 10 from its own 20. Snap goes over the head of the quarterback, Wilson. Ball rolling inside the 5. Ball's loose in the end zone. Did Morgantown fall on it? It did. Touchdown, Mohegans. Coming up with the football is James Harper, the senior. How about that?
All right, is there anything left we haven't seen? We've got a defensive touchdown. We got a bunch of offensive touchdowns. We got a special teams touchdown. Opportune time, right place, right time. Morgantown on the board again.
Morgantown to attempt the extra point. Landon Bradley will be the holder. Steyer has been perfect. He's been busy tonight, and he continues to be perfect. It's up and good. $58.
Things like that happen.
Well, the Riley Society, they're happy over on the far side as Morgantown leads at 58-0. Coming up halftime, stay tuned. We'll get you updated on other scores from around the state of West Virginia tonight. Over on the other side of the county, University is playing host to John Marshall. Plus your gold and blue report. Mountaineer kickoff a week from tomorrow, John. Old Penn State.
Old Penn State.
Well, maybe it won't quite. You remember those old Penn State, West Virginia games. I'm sure Well, I hope you remember those old West Virginia Penn State games.
I do, and I've been to Penn State. And if you'd like to know how Penn State added 10,000 seats, they took the seat from 24 inches to 18 inches.
Yeah, but
You
we've
do
gone
that all
from
the way
18 to 24. Bradley will kick it off this time for the Mohegans. It hops at the 21-yard line, and it is fielded there by Mason Walton. Walton trying to come to the near side, and he'll get to the 25, 26, and 27-yard line.
It's one of those, when I went up there with that, my seat was on the 15-yard line, and after we stood up 2 or 3 times, I was on the 10.
South Charleston. Here. If you're South Charleston, John, you just want to get something, you want to build some positive momentum here. The remainder of the first half and in the second half, something to start to build off of. And it doesn't get any easier, by the way. South Charleston will play Huntington next week.
Oh, yeah, they're down in the
Parkersburg, Cabell, Midland, George Washington, Spring Valley. How's that for an opening 6 games?
Yeah, they're in a tough conference down there.
Green will get the handoff. Phil scamper ahead for a couple. Nice tackle by the linebacker, Michael Savasta. Gain of a yard. Riverside, St. Albans, Hurricane Capital. That is Murderer's Row down there in the Kanawha Valley.
Yeah.
In the 64 corridor.
Particularly when you're young with freshmen playing.
Wilson in the shotgun, twins to his right on 2nd and 9. Claps his hands, takes the snap, looks to throw, steps, zings it to the far side, and the pass comes out of the hands of Aiden Seagraves, who is lunging for the ball on the far sideline. Well, Fred Persinger and Dave Jecklin, they're just a couple of blocks away from us. You can almost smell the hot wings from the studio.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Fred's fingers are messy and needs a napkin. No question. 24 years, right?
24 years.
I've been doing it longer. That's hard to believe, too.
How are you not in the Hall of Fame yet? We need to rectify that.
As I told you all along, I just want one of those pylons with my name on it.
Low snap, but Wilson fields it. He pump fakes, now under pressure. He's going to step up into the pocket, and he gets slung to the ground. Pressure being applied by Morgantown's James Harper. And did he get credit for a sack? I think it was at that point, was he a runner? Doesn't matter. Nice tackle by Harper, no gain. And it's going to be 4th down. Well, Harper would argue it was a sack.
Yep. There we go. Somebody's going to drop back a little bit.
Back to return for the Mohegans is Isaiah Thompson. A little bit of confusion. I'm not sure if Morgantown has 10 or 11. Hayes gets the punt away. It'll be a short kick, but take a big South Charleston roll, and it will trickle out near midfield, and Morgantown for the first time will start just inside its own territory. Well, there's more of the football inside Morgantown territory than is outside of it.
Because I'm waiting for him to place it. Where is he going to put it? And you're right. Good call, as always.
Knows the football just touching midfield. 4:45 to go. All Morgantown, 58-0 here in the first half. Bowers still at quarterback for the Mohegans. He goes under center. You got wings to either side. Fullback in the backfield. Bowers barking out the signals. Sees a couple of linebackers dancing up around the line of scrimmage. He checks off now. Still 9 seconds on the play clock. He'll take the snap, give it straight up the middle to Anderson. Anderson breaks through. Anderson has big yardage inside the 40 and 30. Anderson stiff arm at the 30. He'll drive his way down to the 20-yard line. 30 yards for Jake Anderson.
Well, he's getting good blocking up front.
Thirty-yard run for Anderson. Ball spotted on the near hash. 1st and 10 for the Mohegans.
To some extent, what is he supposed to do? He needs to get some reps.
He's thrown 3 passes tonight.
He's got to get some reps with the starters. He does have some backup linemen in there.
I think they're going to let the play clock run down here, and Morgantown's going to call a timeout. Mohegans will take the timeout with 3:59 to play here in the first half of action. All Morgantown tonight. Or did they take the delay game? They took the delay game. I beg your pardon. Either way, they knew they were running out of time. So, forget everything I just said.
I did.
Okay. Well, that's a challenge for you. So it's 1st and 15 back at the 25. Bowers stands back in the shotgun. He's got Anderson to his left. Ferris is split wide left on 1st and 15. Bowers takes the snap. He'll roll left, looking to throw, still looking, floats it downfield, has his man inside the 15, down at the 10-yard line. That's Ferris. They'll spot him out of bounds back at the 13-yard line. It'll be 2nd and short for the Mohegans.
Fake handoff and kind of running the 2-minute drill here, going quick.
Back to the line. Bowers slings it out to Thomas on the far sideline. Thomas makes the catch, staggers in between a couple of defenders, gets inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal for the Mohegans. Thomas drives it down to the 3-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and goal for the Mohegans.
Let's see what they... Bowers goes to the sideline to get the play call. He's going to stand there again. I don't know if they're going to take another delay of game or they're going to call a timeout.
Well, Bowers and Beiser discussing. Play clock's down to 2, and that's going to be delay of game. Well, John, at this point in the game, I mean, it's 58-0. It's an opportunity to work on a couple of things. You've just been beating against each other, and that's even limited these days. But an opportunity to work on your red zone offense, opportunity to work on your 2-minute offense a little bit here.
Yeah, it's hard to, some people will, but it's hard to fault Coach Beiser. He's got 9 more games to go, and he's got to get his kids reps. He can't have 2 opening weeks in a row. He can't play a quarter and a half and act like it's a scrimmage. And he's got to get his kids some reps.
Got Bridgeport next week, Musselman the week after that before a bye, so you better get your act together in a hurry.
And take another delay.
You know what? He is going to keep running down the clock here. See, they wind the clock after the delay. He just ran a minute off the clock without running the play.
Yeah.
So after 2 delays, the ball is back to the 13-yard line where we were before. Bowers is in the gun. Ferris, Anderson, Thomas, trip receivers wide right of the formation. Bowers takes the shotgun snap. Quick throw to the near side. Has Ferris on a little slip screen. Ferris inside the 10, 5, touchdown. 13-yard touchdown pass. Bowers to Ferris. And Morgantown expands the lead here before halftime.
Yeah, just as you said, working on some different play. That time worked on the passing game a little bit. Able to get the pass out into the flat. Made a defender miss and in for another 6.
His kick is up, and his kick is good. 1:53 to go in the first half. All Morgantown in this one, 64-0.
Yeah, you got to figure Coach Beiser's just trying to get some plays in and not sure how much of those starters are going to play the second half. And we used to talk like 1 series or whatever. I'm not even sure we'll see him for 1. I think we'll see a running clock to start the second half. Could be wrong, but
Well, like you said, it's it's a little tricky. Obviously, you're not trying to embarrass anybody. You're not trying to run up the score, but like you said, you don't want to have 2 opening weeks in a row. You have to be ready to play, and the schedule gets significantly tougher the next 2 weeks at Bridgeport and back home against Musselman.
Yeah, he's trying to walk a fine line, but he's not trying to embarrass him. He's not trying to run it up, but he has got to get his guys some work.
Bradley approaches, and he'll send it downfield. It'll be fielded by Walton at the 20, and Walton will tiptoe up to the 30-yard line. 11-yard return to the 31. Other games tonight. Parkersburg South leading Capital 35-6 in the second quarter. Brook leading Ripley 27-0 at halftime. University 25, John Marshall nothing in the second quarter. Wheeling Park beating Hedgesville 39-0, that game in the second quarter. So Wilson in the shotgun. South Charleston starting at its own 31. Wilson takes the shotgun snap, throws far side, has his receiver, that's Seagraves, and Seagraves pushes ahead to the 40, near the sticks at the 41-yard line. That should be a first down.
It is.
The second or third first down for South Charleston here in the first half. Minute 27, clock rolling toward halftime. All Morgantown in this one. Wilson from the shotgun, twin receivers wide left of the formation. Baskin flanking him to the left. Wilson claps his hands, takes the snap, looking to throw, looking to the near side, floats it downfield, and he'll overshoot his intended receiver. Lincoln McConaughey was double covered. On the coverage for the Mohegans, Carter Cooper. Also Andrew Noble there as well.
Yeah, good double coverage on throw downfield, really not catchable.
Second and 10, minute 5 to go in the first half. Trip receivers go wide left of Wilson from the shotgun. One receiver to the top of the formation. Snap back, bad snap, bounces off of Wilson's hand. Ball's loose on the ground. He'll fall on top of it back at the 38-yard line. So he'll lose 3 yards, and it'll be third down.
Snap off to his right, unable to come away with it. But this time is able to fall on top of it.
Inside a minute to go in the first half. 3rd and 13 for South Charleston. From the shotgun, Wilson with 3 receivers to his left. Takes the snap, reverses out, now bootlegging out to the left side. He's under pressure. He's hit as he throws. There was a receiver in the vicinity, McConaughey. Big hit applied by Morgantown's linebacker, Michael Savasta. 4th down, and we'll see what South Charleston chooses to do.
I would think go for it again. Morgantown will just take a knee if they don't get it. Or then no, what do I know? You're gonna punt it.
You would think after all these years, you'd figure this out.
Well, I don't know what I would do at 65-0.
Trey Hayes will punt it away. South Charleston. Been tough sledding for the Black Eagles tonight. And, well, we got whistles.
Well,
Yep. I got to get reoriented, John. We've been on the other side of the field, what, 2 years?
at least.
2020.
Oh,
No, 3 years.
COVID. We're there for COVID.
20, 21, and 22. So 3 years over on the other side. I got to find the clocks again.
Yeah.
Well, I can't see one clock.
Well, yeah, it's hard to see. Well, I can't see the. Well, I can't if I lean this way.
Hayes gets the snap. Punt away. Good kick. Going to take a big South Charleston bounce, hop at the Morgantown 40, and will meander out of bounds at the Morgantown 33-yard line. 6 seconds left in the half. You know, we don't need a clock. The Press Box 4 crew puts it on the screen. We've got our own monitor this year. We've hit the big time.
We'll be spoiled at home.
Who says Bridgeport has the best crew in the business? Who said that?
I think I'm going to put us up against them. There's no question. I think we're competing for the Emmy.
All fresh jerseys in there for Morgantown. Looks like the Mohegans just want to run the clock out here with 6 seconds to go in the first half. Snap, and the give is straight up the guts and ahead for a couple, and that will be the end of the first half. Morgantown played it about as well as you could, dominating South Charleston in every facet of the game. Mohegans going to head to the locker room, leading South Charleston 65-0. Coming up, WHIR halftime report right after this.
We welcome Haley Smith as our visual technician this season. We also welcome Logan Lindsay as our drill designer. Introducing this year's head majorette, Miss Lexi Proctor. Love, fear, comfort, safety. The Morgantown High Red and Blue Marching Band is excited to unveil their 2023 show, Escape. You will hear the sounds of Runaway Baby by Bruno Mars, Thriller by Michael Jackson, and Getaway September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Your conductor this evening is Field Commander Audrey Hazley. Audrey, is the band ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who have bought 50-50 tickets, the winning number has been drawn, so be sure to check your 50-50 tickets. The winning 50-50 number is 924156. Again, the winning 50-50 ticket number, 924156. You can head to the booth behind the student section to collect your winnings. One last time, the winning 50-50 ticket number, 924156. Updates on scores around the state. Bridgeport 55, Buchanan-Upshur 7 in the fourth quarter. Parkersburg South 56, Capital 13. Musselman and Hanley tied at 28. At the half, University leads John Marshall 28-0. In the third, Wheeling Park 49, Hedgesville 0. Fairmont Senior 35, Lewis County 0 in the fourth quarter. Clay-Battelle and 100 are tied in the fourth quarter, 14 apiece. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to make plans to attend the MHS Band's Fall Spaghetti Dinner, you can. It's coming up September 12th in the MHS cafeteria. You can dine in or take out. $10 for adults or $5 for children, 12 and under. Proceeds benefit the Morgantown High Band.
Bridgeport, and that was, remember the dogfight of a game that was last year. Morgantown won that one here, and really a big step forward for the program, that victory against Bridgeport a year ago.
And as you know, as we know, they're important because, you know, you don't want to finish 14, 15, 16. You want to get somewhere where you can.
Well, you don't want to be going into week 9 or what'll essentially be week 11, going, we have to win here to avoid 14, 15, 16, right? And the end of the season, I mean, not to jump 11 weeks ahead, but you got University Lindsley your last 2 games of the year. Lindsley, as we know, is very, very tough. Izzy Marino, the first female kicker in South Charleston history, tees it up, and she'll squib it on the ground. It'll be fielded by the Mohegans at the 25-yard line. And our first non-roster players into the ballgame. And all clean uniforms coming in on offense for Morgantown to begin the third quarter. Again, we're playing 8-minute quarters here with Morgantown up 65-0, and the clock is moving, so this is not going to take long. Mateo Martinez is the quarterback. He'll take the snap. He'll turn and give it around the end. Troy Andis running the buck sweep to the far side. Andis with a block, gets across the 45 and 50. He is inside to Morgantown, or inside South Charleston territory, down to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, good blocking up front. Like I said, getting these young kids some experience. It's, you know, some of these kids are going to have to step in and play as they get injuries throughout the year, so it's good to see them.
1st and 10 at the South Charleston 45-yard line. Snap, and the handoff goes to Remington Hawkins, and Hawkins gets a block on the outside edge, and Hawkins inside the 45, down to the 35-yard line and the 34.
Back to buck sweep again. Good blocking, pulling guards, pulling out.
Charleston 36-yard line. Martinez goes under center. Barks out the signal, sends a man in motion, takes the snap, will turn and give it straight up the gut. Big hole, and off to the races he goes inside the 30, the 25 and 20. Cuts back and will slide down at the 3-yard line. Big run by the junior Mason Haney all the way down to the 3. Line.
Yep, just that belly trap. Fullback belly trap.
6 minutes to go. Third quarter, playing 8-minute rolling clock here in the third and fourth quarter. Morgantown just letting the time tick.
Yeah, you can tell Coach Bizard instructed them that they were trying not to score. They went down, they're going to take a delay game here.
You can take a delay game and you can back it up. I mean, you can take as many as you want, John.
Yeah.
They'll crank the clock again and start it from another 25. Got Darian Turner into the ball game for Morgantown. Blake Buffington is in there as an offensive lineman. Drew Stahara, the younger brother of Eli, who graduated a year ago. Caden Tolliver into the game as well up front for the Mohegans. Jacob Woodall, another offensive lineman, is checked in. Martinez under center. He's just going to take a knee. Inside of 5 minutes to go. It's all Morgantown. 65-0 Mohegans.
I coached one of these.
Which side were you on?
This one. It was
okay.
It was 77-0, and we were trying not to score. Just handed it off the fullback, and he went 70 yards. And like, what are you supposed to do?
Martinez will take another knee. It'll be 3rd and goal, and the clock rolls, and that's pretty much all we're trying to do here. Well, Fred and Dave don't go on until 9:30.
We'll be early.
And Coach Beiser will be pleased tonight. But knowing a coach, John, he might be a little concerned, saying, hey, you know, we've got Bridgeport next week, It's going to be a whole different ball game.
Yeah, it'll be complimentary to South Charleston. And, obviously admit they're in a tough position, but in the same breath, he would have liked to probably gotten more reps.
Martinez under center will take the snap with 1 on the play clock and will take another knee. And that will bring up 4th and goal, and the clock ticks down to about 3.5 minutes to go here in a third quarter that started with 8 minutes on the clock, and they're not stopping it for anything. Martinez might take another knee here.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide. Are they going to run a play or are they going to take a knee?
Well, it's 4th and goal. You really,
well,
you'd have to stop short of the goal line. By the way, Haney stopped short of the goal line. Beiser made his instructions, I think, very clear at halftime.
I would agree with you.
Martinez takes the knee on 4th down. We'll give it back to South Charleston. And the Black Eagles will get it with 3:05 to go in the third.
And it's, you're Coach Beiser, it's hard. You think somebody say, we're embarrassed because you're not trying to run the ball. And it's kind of a no-win situation. You do what you think's right in your gut.
Well, again, different points in the program, different points in off-season programs, and John, Morgantown has almost scored nearly every play it ran tonight. South Charleston with the football. Wilson is still in there, quarterback. Most of the starters still in for the Black Eagles, including Nolan Baskin at tailback. He's to the right of Wilson. Snap back. Baskin will get the carry. He'll work over right tackle, and he's brought down from behind by the Mohegans. Donovan Aerosmith makes the tackle. Second down. And we're at 2:40 and counting in the third quarter. I don't think we're going to make it to the fireworks show tonight. Well, I mean, we could probably make it down there if you want to go down to the riverfront.
Actually, this is a better place to watch it. But
you're right. Wilson in the gun. He'll let the play clock roll all the way down. Take the snap, sling it out to the near side. Pass is complete. Making the catch is McConaughey, and he is tackled at the 15-yard line. A host of Mohegans in on the stop.
They have 3 seniors.
A lot of freshmen on that roster.
A lot of 9s on that roster.
Yes, sir.
10s, a couple 11s.
So it is third down for South Charleston. Clock is down to 1:44. 8-minute rolling quarters here in the second half. And South Charleston going to get called. Nope, they got the timeout. All right, John. Bridgeport's rolling over Buchanan Upshur. We'll be there next week, and we'll have that game on WAJR, 104.5 FM, AM 1440. Should be a battle.
That'll be a fun trip. Be a fun trip. Always have fun down there.
Do you have our dining location picked out?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
That's the most important role you play
I understand.
in this relationship.
I guess
You've only let me down once. Only one time.
Question is, you want steak?
Ooh.
It's like, you got to figure out what you're hungry for.
We go to Buchanan this year. Fairmont. That might be a trip to Muriel's. John Marshall. We could always stop in Wheeling.
Yeah, we
go
lost
to Coleman's.
We lost our one place. We stopped Coleman's. Another place in Wheeling. We lost our one place in Wheeling.
Oh, yeah, we did. The burger place.
Yeah, but we did the one place in Buchanan, but they can find another one.
Wilson's in the gun on third down here for the Black Eagles at their own 15-yard line. Low shotgun snap, picks it up, looking to throw over the middle. Has a man open. It's intercepted by the Mohegans. The free safety, Zayden Lockett, the sophomore, gets the interception in the opener.
Yep, just playing that safety position, reading the ball, picks it, and then goes down to one knee. As you said, Coach Beiser has clearly instructed his players we're not going to score. I was trying to figure out why the press box started shaking. It's like we have an earthquake or something?
I think the production crew ran out of pizza. That's the problem.
Oh, I think that's pizza. They had pizza?
They had pizza.
Oh. Oh.
Martinez under center, takes the snap. He will turn and hand to Isaiah Thompson, and Thompson ahead across the 30 down to the 27-yard line. Inside a minute to go here in the shortened third quarter. Morgantown and Bridgeport next week. South Charleston's task gets no easier. Defending Class AAA Huntington on the schedule. That game's up on top of the hill, too. Martinez under center. Letting the play clock roll inside 10 seconds. He's going to take it all the way down before he calls for the snap. He gets it. We'll give it straight up the gut to the fullback, and inside the 15, down to the 10, rumbling for the Mohegans is Carson Lawhan, a sophomore. So Morgantown, by the way, if you're looking at the youngsters on Morgantown, 25 seniors on the roster, not a lot of juniors. A lot of sophomores and another big freshman class. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. All Morgantown, 8 minutes to play when we return back in a moment. Morgantown leading South Charleston 65-0. Everybody going to get a little playing time tonight for the Mohegans. Martinez is under center. He'll take the snap. Hand it over right tackle to the near side. Inside the 5 is Remy Hawkins. He's down to the 2-yard line and near first down yardage.
Yeah, this is probably going to be a delay of game again or a knee.
I think Beiser's already established he does not want to add to the total tonight. So about 10 minutes from now, we'll wrap this one up. Fred Persinger, Dave Jacklin coming up across the Metro News Radio Network and at WVMetroNews.com. Metro News High School Game Nights returns.
Game night.
Fred, Dave, a cast of hundreds across the state. That might be pushing it just a little.
Former play-by-play partner, Dave Jacklin.
You've had a lot of former partners. You've been stuck with me, though.
I've been great. Consistency, stability. And you're pretty good at it.
Well, they haven't got rid of me yet.
Well, that's what I say. They're not getting rid of you. I'm the one. I'm surprised I'm still here. 26 years, 27 years.
Morgantown takes the delay of game. Again, Mohegans will be at Bridgeport next Friday night. We'll have that game for you on the air at on WAJR 104.5 FM and AM 1440. Martinez going to take a knee. And we're at 6 minutes to go. Just counting them down. Good crowd tonight. Packed stands over on the home side. The Rowdy Society was, well, rowdy. And the Mohegans were rowdy to start this one. Clicking on all cylinders, scored 4 touchdowns, ran 7 plays in the first quarter. Martinez going to let the play clock just tick, tick, tick. And he's going to take another knee here.
Yeah, I guess we mentioned across town. The Hawks are winning, and I believe Coach John Kelly will get his 250th career high school win.
There aren't going, well, I mean, in general, there aren't too many people that end up coaching, it's what, 49 years, I believe he said last night?
Well, 49 in it, and what, 47 is the head coach?
Yeah. But to be at the same school for as long as he has been at university and has won as many games as he has won, usually people get tired of you and run you off long before that.
I think I was part of, I wanted to look it up, and I didn't. I'll look it up by the end of the year. I was on this staff for maybe 20 of those.
Wow. Martinez takes another knee, and that was 4th down, so change of possession here. Clock will pause for 4:40. And South Charleston to get the football back for a couple of minutes here. Sean Beiser will pick up career win 174.
He's been doing this a long time, too.
He is now in his 24th season as a head coach. 4th here at Morgantown. Had all that success over at Kaiser. Came to Morgantown, got the job, pandemic hit, couldn't do anything as far as an off-season program. 2020, I think we played 6 games that year.
5 or 6 games.
It was a cluster. 2021 was still even kind of weird. You playing the map, all that foolishness. Really, 4th season, but maybe really the 3rd year of the maturation process. Now, he won't lean on that excuse, but pass con on the outside. South Charleston ahead for 4. Clock down to 3:45 and counting. And his coaching staff, Adam King, a defensive coordinator in his 2nd season with Morgantown. Snap back to Wilson, under pressure. He steps up, he's going to take off and scramble. He'll tuck it and run, gets up across the 20, loses the football. It's loose down on the turf. Morgantown may have it. Morgantown has it. Coming up with the fumble recovery for the Mohegans is Daquan Jones, a senior. Comes up with a loose football for the Mohegans. That'll make the defensive coordinator happy.
Yep, a couple turnovers tonight.
There's a lot of experience. Let's talk about this Morgantown staff. You got Willie Edwards back, of course, John Folks, Anthony Giambroni, Jamby. Been around a long time, to say the least.
Almost as long as me.
A couple of former players back. Stone Wolfley. Jaden Wolfley is back. Jacob Beiser, coach's son. So
yep.
Got some, some young blood there on the sidelines. A lot of experience. A lot of old football knowledge. Jamby. Snap back, and the handoff goes to Owen Monroe, and Monroe rumbles down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. I just really want to call Jamby old. He's still feisty.
He is that.
You know his price went up this year per interview.
Per interview?
Yes. Inflation.
Yeah. You'd think it'd go down because he hadn't had one yet.
Well, you notice nobody's actually cutting him any checks.
Well, that's
for those
what I mean.
interviews.
It's like,
he can charge all he wants. 2 minutes to go. Morgantown to get a first down here, maybe, then just let her run.
I'll interview him off the record.
Off the record. He only charges half for that.
Oh, he hasn't charged me yet. Maybe I didn't tell him he had the microphone on.
Well, when he sends the collection agency after you. Morgantown going to take a delay of game. Minute and 38 to go.
That's all right. I know his lovely wife. She would defend me.
Clock moving. About 80 seconds to go in this one. Martinez letting the play clock tick. That started at a fresh 40, so we'll be down to a minute here. Martinez will take the snap. Will turn and hand to Monroe again. Monroe with a hole. Gets inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line. And we're under a minute to go. Morgantown going to start the year 1-0. As will the Bridgeport Indians, and I don't know who else is on the schedule, but if that's not the Metro News AAA game of the week next week, might be time to question Fred Persinger.
Yeah, well, take a look at week 2. Gotta be up there. We can go laugh at the production team we'll see next week.
That's going to do it. Morgantown's not going to run another play. Mohegans dominant in the opener. Roll to a 65-0 victory over South Charleston. Will start the season 1-0, and we'll head to Bridgeport for an early season showdown 1 week from tonight. The final 5 seconds tick off the clock. The Rowdy Society ready to celebrate. Morgantown defeats South Charleston 65-0 on opening weekend. We're back to wrap it up in a moment. Your final score, Morgantown 65, South Charleston 0. Back after this.